Hello friends, in today's video I am going to be tackling this closet. I call it my furnace closet because our furnace used to be in there when we had a furnace. We don't have a furnace anymore, we have gas heaters. But anyway, Scott turned this into a storage cabinet for me about a year ago, I would say. And as you can see, I have got it stuffed just full. Full. Too full. And it's so disorganized and I can never remember what's in it. I can't ever find anything that's in it. And so I need to get it cleaned out. The problem, I think, is twofold. I have too much stuff in here. That's the first problem. And the second problem is this is a very deep closet, or pantry, you might want to say. It's very deep, and so there's a lot of wasted space to the back. So I am going to do my best to organize this today, make it more functional, and I'm going to do my best to film it. The problem I have in filming this area is that it's back in a tiny corner. I don't know if you can see. I'm trying to get back enough that you can see. It's in a little tiny corner of my house and it's dark. So the lighting's not great, and being able to get the camera back far enough so that you can actually see what I'm doing is a challenge as well, but I will do my best. So, alright friends, if you need some organizing motivation, let's get started. Let's get this cabinet, pantry, furnace closet, whatever you want to call it, more functional and user-friendly. So I think my plan is I'm going to pull everything out shelf by shelf and put it on the kitchen table, and then I'm going to go through it all and see what I can get rid of, what can go down in the basement that I hardly ever use, because there's things in here I hardly ever use, and then what can be pushed to the back of these deep shelves, things that I do use on occasion but not too often. I can push clear to the back. And I do have some organizing bins so that I can stack things if necessary. So yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that top shelf. This is everything that was on that top shelf, and most of this is going to go back into the closet, not necessarily on that top shelf, but yeah. I don't use this electric skillet too terribly often, but I do use it, so that's going to go back in. All of the food items are going to go back in. These things here I'm going to actually take downstairs. My springform pans and some of these other things. Like this is a cupcake carrier. I could probably just give that to Goodwill because I never take cupcakes anywhere anymore. Yeah, and then I've got these like foil pans for taking food to people or whatever. So all that stuff can go downstairs. My bread pan, and then this is a bamboo bread guide to slice the bread. That's going to stay up here. I don't make homemade bread too terribly often, but I do make it. So I want these to stay up here. These will probably go back up on that top shelf. These things here, the oil and the water, those will go back on that top shelf because they're tall, and that top shelf is the tallest shelf. So I'm going to go ahead and get all the stuff put back up there that I know I want to go up there, and then we will start clearing off the second shelf. This is everything that was on that second shelf. I decided to wait on putting these things on that top shelf until I had everything figured out that I wanted to put on that top shelf. That top shelf is really kind of unusable because it's, like I said, very deep and it's up high, and people like Olivia can't reach anything on that top shelf. So I really wanted to just put stuff on that top shelf that we hardly ever use, but I don't want to put down in the basement. So I'm going to wait actually and probably finish that top shelf last. Now, when I reorganized this cupboard the last time, I thought it would be a good idea to use these like wicker baskets to keep things combined and organized, and it really doesn't work out very well. The baskets are kind of bulky, at least this one is, and you can't really stack anything on top of it. So I'm thinking it might just be better to just put stuff on that shelf, put all this stuff back on that shelf, standing on their own, because it's mostly like instant potatoes, instant rice, ramen noodles, pasta, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all unloaded and start getting stuff back on that second shelf. On the third shelf was my water bath canner, my electric water bath canner, and that definitely is going to go downstairs. In fact, I have it sitting right here by the basement stairs. I haven't used this in probably 2 years, and there's no guarantee I'll use it this year. I would like to can some things, but it just kind of depends on how the garden does. So that is definitely going downstairs. So this is everything that was on that third shelf along with that water bath canner. A lot of this is going to go back on that shelf. It's food items that we use quite often, but I am going to do a different organizing system on it. Things like this tub seems to work pretty well. These open containers, they don't work so great because you can't really stack them. You guys may remember when I did an organizing video on my refrigerator, I was using these little bins for the refrigerator, and some of them, I have 4 of them, and I still have 2 of them in my refrigerator. They're working fine, but these 2 bins I used for produce, fresh produce, and they didn't work so great. A lot of the vegetables went to waste because we forgot about them, and they got frozen and all that kind of stuff. So now, surprise, surprise, I'm using my actual vegetable tray crisper in the refrigerator that's actually meant for vegetables for all my fresh produce, and it's working out much better. So I'm going to go ahead and repurpose these 2 bins for my pantry. Not sure yet what I'm going to put in them, but we shall see. not going to take anything off the bottom shelf because I use everything that's on that bottom shelf all the time. So it's just going to stay there. It's basically just pans that are too big for my other cupboard. That's my roaster pan. I've got another crock pot back there. And then those are Travis's chips that he takes in his lunch, and then I keep my extra potatoes there. And then on the very bottom is where we have all of our drinks, Travis's Mountain Dew, bottled water, and grape juice. So now I'm going to concentrate on getting everything that's still on the table up on that top shelf. The only thing I didn't have room for in the pantry furnace closet was my bread pan and my bread slicer. So I will find a different spot for them in one of my other cupboards because I do want to keep those upstairs. I don't want to take them downstairs. Alright friends, here it is, all done. It does look so much better, and I certainly hope it makes things easier when I'm looking for things or when Olivia's looking for things. We're the ones that get into this closet more than about anybody else. It certainly looks more organized and it looks more functional, so I am happy about that. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it motivated you to organize some small spaces in your house. Just getting rid of a few things, changing up how you contain your items makes a huge difference. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know one area in your home that's a small space that gives you the most grief on keeping organized. Thanks so much for watching, friends, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.